off your face.
Welcome back to Cross-Rutted Hangtown, hanging loose out there, man. They had some booters on that track. But I'm your host, Eric Nichols. With me this week, our co-host, as usual. Starting out with Justin Reese. What's up, Justin?
What's up, guys? Good week of racing.
And then back again after a couple weeks off. CJ, welcome back.
What's going on? The Shark is back, baby.
Yes, he sure was on full display. But before we get into any kind of gate drops, let's go into the storylines. And man, did SMX drop a bomb on the moto community this weekend with their gay pride post. And I mean, you look at the comments, all of the main riders are jumping in there. They had to actually turn the comments off, but I mean, look, I get it. We know, LBGQ is a thing, but this is just the wrong sport to really put it on display. I think I even heard that they're even forcing the teams to do even graphics to go with it too. Like it's just not going to go well with this sport. I mean, like I said, it's fine for it, but you just can't jam it down our throats. But CJ, we'll start out with you. But man, you just don't see that kind of reaction in any other sport.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, I think everybody's on the same. Like, I think that some people are, we saw some people like Steve Mathis and some other people kind of like crying about like the riders that are bitching about it. But I don't think any of the riders are trying to shame anyone that's gay or whatever. I think that they just it's fine. I'm of the same idea. Like if you're gay, you're gay. If you're a rabbit or whatever the hell you want to be, then cool. But
Yeah.
you don't need to tell us about it. Like we're watching motocross. I don't need to hear about being gay. Like they don't have
Hmm.
a me and my wife month. I don't know. I just think it's kind of
Yeah.
bizarre. But before Justin goes off on his rant, yeah, Justin, if I snap my fingers, you're gonna forget you were gay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Um, yeah, interesting. But Justin, have at it. Watch the F bombs and everything.
It's just not the right place. I mean, you got everyone in the comments. They even said you don't even know your audience. Like, we don't really care what you are, but like CJ said, don't be forcing it down our throats. Like, we get it. It's already posted everywhere. We're a motorsport. I mean, our fans are pretty core. I don't know if we have anyone that is gay in our sport. Which, if they are, they are. Oh well. Like, we've seen it in professional sports. It is what it is. But it's like we're not gonna sit here and judge them more. It's just like we want to see good racing, but don't be forcing it down our throats. And I mean, they definitely earned an unfollow from me, that's for sure. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this reflects and see what happens. This next round if it gets brought up in the press conference because we saw Cooper Webb, Justin Cooper, Roxon. I mean, Villapoto. A lot of these guys were jumping in there commenting on it before they shut the comments off. And I was looking at the analytics on the post. That was sent to other people on Instagram like 11,000 times compared to all their other posts are like 200 times.
Mhm.
Well,
So
that and even the people were even jumping on the other post because they shut the comments off just to comment
Yep.
more shit about it. So
yeah, Webb
people
was
aren't
like,
happy
don't
about it.
don't turn these comments off or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yep.
yeah, it's not good for the marketing, I don't think at all. Someone might be getting fired for I'd love to see what
Well,
the drop is in their follows though.
yeah. Well, I mean, while we're on the topic, out of all the riders, who do you think would come out of the closet first?
Jet Lawrence. I mean, I
No,
hate to say it, but
we're
Chase
not gonna get
Sexton.
into that.
No, Sexton for sure. He's already crying on the track and everything.
no,
Yeah.
He's probably
Jets had the
he's,
same girlfriend forever. You never know about some of these guys, though.
Hey, that's
Sex.
where it all starts. So the NFL, they released it, they made it a big deal, and sure enough, guys just started popping up out of the woodworks and coming out of the
Yeah.
closet. Which, hey, if you are at school, my question is just why now? I mean, this sport's been around
Yeah.
for how long, and now all of a sudden they want to, bring up Pride Month. Like I
Are
said, I get it; it's the world that we live in. But
Hey, did they do a
yeah,
Black History Month in February? Are we doing a June 13th as well? I mean,
yeah, that's a,
are we doing all these other, are we doing a Chinese New Year? Like, are we doing all this other stuff, or are we just, forcing gays down our throat? Which you can get the hell
yeah,
away from me with that.
yeah. It's kind of a remake of the whole Bud Light thing that was going on. So I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be very interesting, but you didn't get that same reaction out of the NFL athletes that you did out of the elite motocross guys, and most of them are dads, they have kids, and having to explain that in a sport that honestly is probably not probably not really brought up really at all. Definitely, it's kind of
Well,
interesting. So
hey, well, there's probably not many gays in our sports because when you go to the track, these kids they're slinging puss at like 13, 14 years old, dude. They're just getting everything they can at the track.
Oh god.
yeah,
Hey, it's a man sport. It's not a stick and ball sport. They're not playing
yeah.
with
But if you look,
balls.
but if you go to a motocross track, there's a bunch of dudes with their shirts off changing in front of each
Yeah,
other, dude.
yeah,
There
chicks
is
are
very
too,
little
dude.
puss at motocross tracks.
Yeah, maybe in your liberal city.
Moto moms, maybe. But yeah, so we're gonna keep an eye on that, but just be ready. I'm just waiting for something on the broadcast to pull up. I think Diana Dahlgren put Monster Energy boys out there.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. A monster for next round is just three
Dude,
guys coming up.
The George Floyd riots would have nothing if they did that shit, dude.
Hey, someone's gonna come riding with extensions on, and they're gonna pull a full Andy
Oh man.
Carson or whatever, paint their fingernails and everything.
Oh, I could
They're
see
gonna
someone. I could see someone just totally buying into it. Like, I mean, I could see like even Deegan, dude, just full
We're
blown fucking going wild, dude. Just
oh
puts
yeah,
a wig on
or
or something.
yeah,
or Dean's gonna be on the podium. This is for the straights and for the
yeah,
USA.
exactly,
God bless
yeah.
Actually,
America.
actually, Deegan, he should put on like a blonde wig and go out there for a couple of motos, dude.
Just wax everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, he always puts on like the costume, the fake tits or whatever. So when he's on the podium, it looks like he's got tits.
Always thinking it another step touching Jesus. Might as well just wear those the fake bras that have like the fake nipple piercings out.
Yeah.
Like Meet the Fockers or whatever. When he
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Moving on. Hopefully, we don't have to talk about that again. The other storyline that came out, Sexton. I mean, I hope he's going to be all right. He's banged up, were his official words. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of brings you back to the whole mono season. That didn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Lewis Phillips posted that, oh, he was supposed to be back for Southwick, but then he commented on it and said, no, that's incorrect. So yeah, I mean, CJ, we'll pass it over to you. I mean,
I don't
defending
know.
champ, it sucks. We thought we were gonna have a great season with the three-headed dragon, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it
I was kind of over Sexton.
sounds fishy to me that he wants to sit out gay month. But I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's like you said, 2023. I think he came out to Paula and saw what Jet had going on, and I mean it was weird. Even Lars came out and was like, This is super weird that he had a magical crash that nobody sees. He's got mono, and then he's just gone. And then this year he's gonna pull his goggles off lap one, tip over, and he's fucking injured for the whole year. I don't know. It's just bizarre, but I don't know. I think AP is KTM. There's only one KTM that's ever beat fucking Jet Lawrence, and it ain't fucking Chase Sexton.
That's true. I want to see what Jet had going
oh, that's so
on.
funny.
Yeah, I mean there's really nothing else. I mean, weird with that whole incident. You even have a lot of ex pros that are still they don't know. They think he hit neutral. I mean, based off it, all his momentum was going forward, and then he just didn't go anywhere. But they even don't have the biggest thing is the goggles. Like, dude, just pull off lap one and just get new goggles. Like,
Yeah,
why the hell are you out there battling with no goggles? We've seen you go from 41st to 41st to 40th to first. Like, dude, you could have easily got goggles, still got to fifth, and it would have been just fine. So just like
yeah. Save the season.
Well,
it
especially when the
just once
pack's
again,
closer.
yeah, once again, Justin, it's another Sexton incident that
Excuse.
you're just like, dude, like what are you doing, dude? Like just complete brain fart out there.
Yeah, it's always something with him. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, every time someone's healthy or the championship guys are healthy, it seems like he just disappears and something happens to where he can't finish the season and compete with them. I
Yeah.
saw someone posted on one of our Instagram clips, he's raced through some of the gnarliest injuries we've ever seen. I'm like, gnarliest injuries we've ever seen. This man freaking got a bruised shoulder and he's not even racing. I'm like,
Yeah.
Chad Reed broke his collarbone and was racing the next weekend in Supercross back in the day. Like he's just not built, and he's not one of those dogs. You know, he doesn't have
Well, I
that
mean,
grit. It seems like.
you can't say that because I mean, look at what I think we talked about. Like out of the last 107 races, he's done like 105. Like out of anyone, he's been the guy that has finished every single season. Back when he won his Supercross title, last man standing, his outdoor title. So if anything, he's shown that he can be the most, reliable and compete. But they just have instances like this that you're just scratching your head. And like you said, he just says he's banged up, doesn't. Like if you just need a break, just say you just need a break. I get it, but maybe
But
I mean, if anything, maybe make that eliminate some Supercross races to give him more of a break before heading straight into outdoors.
But
but
he's
when
he's been
those guys were hurt though, and they actually had real injuries. They weren't bruised. They had a broken leg, torn ACL, like something crazy. It
Yeah,
wasn't
but
a
they're
bruised
still
shoulder,
taking rests though.
mono. Was it mono or a
Yeah, but
crash
they're
in the
still
back?
taking months off of the sport. They're not riding day in and day out like he's having to do.
I
He
think the
still
biggest
can't.
thing with him is like I think people understand like everyone's posting the analytics about Sexton being there all the time and he is, I will admit, I mean he's kind of got that Dungy esque to him, but he does have raw speed. But what's weird is every single time it seems like it gets tough is when these fucking random ass things pop up. It's like
Mhm.
every single time it gets gritty and gnarly and it's like this is going to be a challenge. Hey, Eli and Jet are both here and they're both hauling ass, and something weird happens. Jet comes out to Paula and lays an ass whooping on him. Something happens. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like every time he needs to prove that he's the man, he can't. He just doesn't. He fumbles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And even like Paulo was just weird right out of the get-go. Honestly, it didn't even seem like he wanted to be there to begin with. I mean, his first qualifying, what he was like 11th.
Yeah, 10th, I
Like you
think. Yeah.
never really see that. So it's almost like right out of the gates, like he didn't want to be there. He had to get there, and then it started right out of the get go. It's just like I don't want to be here, and then that whole shit, and then he's just like fuck it, and I'm just done. So, I mean,
And
we'll
what's
see
weird?
when he comes back. I mean, but I mean, SMX always throws that wrench in it. I mean, Cooper Webb's really the only one that has a big lead on him because Tomac and Jet missed a lot of the Supercross, so he's gonna have to come back to get some more points. I would think, Justin.
Yeah, he probably will. He might race the last few rounds, but it's just weird with that tweet. Lewis Phillips, he normally doesn't tweet anything unless he does hear it from someone. So the fact
Hmm.
that he said Ian Harrison told me Sexton's out till,
Yep,
Southwick, and then Sexton's now saying that's
commented on it.
incorrect. Yeah, so I wonder if maybe Sexton's now like, oh shit, people are putting this bad word out. They don't think, but maybe KTM and Sexton are having tensions. KTM wants him out there, and Sexton doesn't want to. So I mean,
Same thing
maybe.
with the Honda year.
Yep.
Right? Well, that
Same
was
thing.
his outdoors. Last year on the Honda, he pulled this shit, and then he showed up for
Yep.
Supercross on KTM, and
And
Hmm.
did that. So
everyone dogs Anderson for doing what he did, but it's like this is almost the same exact shit.
yeah, yeah, and then especially coming off the title, like you'd think anyone would want to go out there and at least defend their title or run the number one. It's a dream that all these riders have. So
And
yeah, I
also,
don't know.
Anderson wasn't a title contender when he dropped out too. It was the last,
Oh, he was
six
well way
rounds.
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the last 6 rounds or whatever it was. And
Yeah, but you
I
saw it
mean,
everywhere. Everyone was running their
yeah.
mouth about, oh, he's gone because he's
Hmm.
moving teams and this and that. And now it's
yeah,
like
Which,
Sexton's talking about, whatever. The rumors are that he's leaving. And it's like, okay, is it the same thing? He's just done with it
yeah,
and doesn't want to deal with it or what?
yeah. No,
Cowie's
it's
gonna
very true.
Cowie's gonna pull that contract from Sexton, and he's gonna be left without a ride.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
lives on the far outside.
yeah.
He
All
wouldn't
right,
be
well,
able
let's
to handle
go.
that Yamaha.
Going over into we'll go into WMX, so second round of this series. Justin, the biggest thing over the weekend that I really saw was that nasty crash. I think it was Jordan Jarvis that got landed on. Sounds like both of them are okay, but that was nasty. We'll talk about a nasty crash in the qualifying on the men's. But yeah, what happened down there at WMX?
Yeah, Lala went 1-1. Looks like she put a pretty good whooping on everyone. She's quick. She handled that track a lot better. I think some of these girls were out of their comfort zone. I think a lot of them were training at Paula and Glen Helen. You go to some of these new tracks they've never ridden before, probably super timid. And I think Lala, they're kind of from up there, so she kind of put a whooping on everyone. Moto KK went 3-2, and then you had the Aussie champ, Charlie Cannon went 2-3. So kind
Okay.
of the same people kind of running up front, but it'd be interesting with that Charlie Cannon girl, what she can do once she's fully healthy. See if maybe she can compete with some, Lala and Moto KK.
Yeah, and they.
That Jarvis crash was nasty too. That was a big
Yeah.
ass booter.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was that one that
The 150 thing.
the no, oh, is it the 150? I was thinking maybe the
It
I
was
think
uphill.
big.
so.
I think it was the uphill one. I thought
That girl
maybe.
that landed on
Maybe.
her looked like she was floating in the air for fucking 4 seconds before she
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
squished. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was because I remember the red banner over it, and I think it's
Yeah,
always a
and
big
and
fat
she got away
triple.
lucky too. I think she only like cut her chin and bruised or something like that. She didn't have no broken bones or anything. She raced both
Yeah.
motos, so she
Yep.
got back up and lined up for Moto One.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean they have another round next week at Colorado, and then they take a few weeks off, and then they do the last three. But I mean it's cool. Just more racing to get thrown in the mix. CJ. I mean they're getting 20 girls out there, every weekend. So it's cool. Just another thing to keep an eye on.
yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, it grows the sport. We're like we said before. I mean, there's several girls coming up through the ranks that are putting some beatings on the boys in these Loretta qualifiers. I mean, I'm all for it. Reed's got his girl out there. I mean, anything to grow the sport and make things bigger.
Yep.
Did you see that post I sent today? That girl on the Cobra 65.
Hmm.
She got tangled up in a first corner crash, whatever they red flagged it, and then she came back and won went 1-1-1 and won on a
Yeah,
completely bent bike and beat all the boys. So there's definitely some young rippers coming up.
Yeah, who knows? We might see a female showing up for these outdoors again, like we've seen back in the day, and
yeah,
see if they
yeah.
can get in there and qualify.
I think Vicky Golding used to try to qualify for Supercross and shit. It'd be cool if there was a girl that could come up there and start making some night shows and shit. That'd be
Yep.
crazy.
Do you guys think they should air the women's MX motos between the motos, like between 250 and 450? Because there's like a 20-minute time span, and they're only racing 15 minutes plus one. It'd be like the perfect time to fill a gap instead of some
I
of
think
these
maybe
dumb
maybe like a second
sponsorship.
moto, if that the second moto is probably fine. A lot of, to be honest, like I use that intermission to like go and get stuff done too, so it's kind of nice. But I think that I know they show the highlights, so maybe just showing the second moto just to show that hey, these girls they do rip. I've seen like Kylie Stallings, in person, and yeah, these girls they freaking fly. So yeah, just to give us some kind of exposure, but yeah, something to fill that space.
We should put them in against the SMX boys.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for a couple of them to start lining up into that. I'm not sure how that would factor in, but yeah, I'd be curious to see.
We had
Um,
that this weekend too. I forgot about that.
yeah, we did actually do that. I didn't have the results pulled up. Honestly,
I'll pull
the
them up.
kid that won, I didn't really hear of him. I think it was a star kid. I think the Gordon brother, one of them, ended up getting second overall. But I mean, we know Enzo Timmerman. He usually lines up in that. He was racing at Paula there too. So Um, yeah, as far as the SMX, I didn't same thing. Yeah, I didn't really know as far as the Kanban and everything.
Yeah.
But who did you get for the top three on that?
So you got Kenny. I think it's Caden Minor, and then you went 1-1. Landon Gibson 3-2, and Liam Olaf went 2-3. But
oh,
that Caden
Olaf.
kid, Caden, he's on Star. He's a Aussie champ. He's like a four-time Aussie amateur like
Oh,
champ in
okay.
125 and 250s. So he's been pretty quick, but I think he's been hurt. And then you had
Hmm.
Carson Wood that's on Star too, went 6-5 for fourth. So it'd be
Okay.
interesting to see how these continue to go. But wasn't this supposed to be a combine, or is this just are they just making them race? Because I remember they had the
I don't know.
combines. They had the combines, where they're having the pros, ex pros come out
I
and coach
think
them, and I
this
didn't see any of
replaces the
that.
combine. No, yeah, I
Yeah,
think this replaces it. Just this SMX
I kind of
next
like the
thing.
I like the combine how they're doing that a little bit better than just having these
Yeah,
guys line up for a moto.
yeah. Well, all right. Well, that's it for WMX. We talked about it a little bit. Let's go into this track. Like, I mean, Hangtown just kind of keeps getting better and better. The crowd was huge, and CJ, I mean, this place they had booters all over the place. I mean, we saw them quadding going up the hill in the rollers. We saw a few big triples, but yeah, I mean, this Hangtown looked awesome. I mean, by the end it got dried and baked, but yeah, I thought the track was sick.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the better tracks that we were probably going to see all year. But yeah, I mean they had some legit booters. And they weren't like unsafe. They weren't like scary, sketchy. That the landing on
Mm.
that big one got a little. You saw a couple people get some head shake and their hands kind of come off the bars on the landing, with some of that chop later on in the day. But like it seemed like it was relatively safe. and there were some fucking booters though for sure. And
Hmm.
it was kind of crazy. I saw a clip earlier of one of the corners that had a bunch of chop and breaky bumps coming into it, and just the difference between Eli just hammers through them, like he just like old school Ricky just hammers through them, and Jet like bunny hops over like the whole entire section.
Hmm.
It's just really cool to see the difference in like the way, how does that play in the long run of the season, because that's going to beat on Jet a lot less, especially with that
Hmm.
knee, if he can just
Yep.
jump through stuff and it's kind of crazy to see, because it was almost the same exact time. It was like a clip where they're right next to each other, and it was like the same time but just completely different ways to go through the section. So it's kind of cool to see. But yeah, I thought the track was badass.
Yeah, Jets was easily a lot smoother. Him just
Oh
kind of
yeah.
just bouncing all it, dude. And dude, he jumped like 20 feet too.
Yeah,
Like he just
yeah.
like kind of just bunny hopped and just like
We
cruised
just
over the whole
pogoed
thing. You're like,
pogoed right to it.
Yeah, one little
yeah,
breaking
I'm
bump
like,
and he just launches.
yeah. But just, I mean, there was no first turn crashes at Hangtown. That was actually really surprising. You kind of mentioned they took out that first table, but it's kind of cool because if guys went inside, they actually jumped it. But if you watch Deegan, when he railed the outside, he never left the ground. He basically just kind of stayed up on top of the hill and just rode it like it was another hill. But what do you think of the track?
Yeah, I actually like the track layout. Some of the years they had that really like tight off camber, coming down that hill right after the start, and that kind of made, for some weird stuff. They added a lot of sand to the track, I
Hmm.
heard.
Yeah, it
So I
looked
think
like.
that helped out a lot on the moisture. Because normally, the second motos are just complete dust bowls and the track's just super hard. So I think it allowed for a lot better racing and it wasn't ripped crazy deep. So I liked it, and they finally brought back some big booters, which is cool to see because they were throwing some fat whips on press day, and in some of those motos. So it's cool to see them have that. I think it's definitely one of the better Hangtown tracks I've ever watched so far. So hopefully they keep doing, track preps are staying good. We keep having some good racing like we did with these tracks.
Yeah, honestly, they should bring Hangtown back as the opener. It's a week earlier. It might get a little bit cooler weather, so it's not hot as shit like it was.
Just get rid
And
of
throw
Paula.
Paula next or something along those lines. But yeah, I mean,
GH.
really cool track. I mean, the crowd was awesome. I mean, the crowd was fat. I've been there twice. The crowd's always good there, and House has good viewing. So yeah, all around, really impressed with Hangtown and looking forward to the Colorado track. I heard they're making changes too, so I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Hangtown was
Um,
fast too this year. The way they had it
hmm.
laid out, it was like full throttle. I mean, it wasn't really tight like some of those sections, even coming up to the finish. There used to be a lot of
Yep.
tight sections in there. They had that like half pipe little area. So they kept the speed up a lot this year, which I think helped out.
Yep. Yep, for sure. All right, well, going in over to qualifying, so first and foremost, I mean, we saw that nasty crash with Tyler Stepek. I mean, his legs look like they literally snapped like a freaking noodle. Hopefully he's all right. Who was it that went down
Yoder,
that caused
DJ
it?
Yoder.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Yoder.
So pretty nasty crash there. They had to red flag it, but going into the qualifying, Hayden Deegan, fastest overall qualifier 250s with a 156, Hymas 157, Ty Masterpool impressive with a 157, and then Garrett Marchbanks, and then Casey Cochran fifth overall. So there's a lot of different names in the qualifying for this week that you don't usually see. And then on the 450 side, Jet 155, followed by Jay Coop, Tomac, AP, and then RJ Hampshire to stand out there. But yeah, Justin, we'll start with you. Who stood out to you as far as qualifying?
I think Casey Cochran fifth. I mean, he keeps proving over and over he's got the speed. I mean, last week he proved it. He's got the speed, in qualifying. So it's good to see him, carrying that top 10 speed with him being hurt the last few years, and kind of moving, from Husky to Gas. So that's cool to see. Kitchen was
Mm-hmm.
16th. That's not good at all. Kitchen, and I mean, and then we'll talk about later, but Kitchen went 3-3 in the motos. So I mean, at least he bounced back in the motos, but you can't be out there qualifying 16th. J Mart 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth Faulkner 22nd,
21st. Yeah.
and then Thrasher 26. So some of these factory guys are really struggling with these one lap qualifiers, and some of these young kids are starting to throw their names in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
CJ, like you mentioned, there's a lot of big names in this 250 class that are way down in the teens, even in the 20s, and that's really strange.
Well, I think Hangtown is also a little bit of a different beast too. Is like it's always session one that gets the fast times, where a lot of the tracks
Hmm.
they break in and they're like deep and ripped, and that first session they're able to improve because like yeah, although Masterpool might have been third or Tomac was third or fourth or whatever, if you go and look in session two, the guys that you expect to be at the top were at the top when the track was rougher and the track was broken in and a little bit more gnarly. Tomac was second, right behind Jet. And it overall times the track was faster at the beginning of the day, so it kind of I think kind of the qualifying results were a little bit skewed when you just look at them from a glance, but um, so I think that's a little bit of a different animal compared to most tracks we see, just because for whatever reason, Hangtown seems to be super quick in that first session, and they can't touch it in the rest of the day after that first session. So who knows? Maybe Kitchen didn't get a good lap, or he's not ready to just go out there and fucking haul ass in 2 laps like some of these young kids are. So it's kind of weird to see because I bet you if we look at session two, Kitchen was probably a lot closer to the top.
So
Yeah.
I just pulled it up. Kitchen was ninth, Cochran 10th, Shimoda 11th, Ryder D 12th, Bomare 13th, J Mart 15th, Hymet 16th, Thrasher 18th, Faulkner 21st again.
Hmm.
But even Kitchen at ninth, he ran a 2 minute point three. Deegan was running a 157.6.
Yeah.
And Mosman was second fastest. I think Mosman's showing a lot of speed too. That's finally getting back up there.
So the track was
Yeah.
almost like over 2 seconds slower than in session
Yeah.
two.
And then
Hmm.
the MXGP guy, Mikel Hara, second qualifying was sixth.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Hangtown, you definitely want to get to it early. In that first qualifying session. Then over to the 450s, we've always talked about it. I always look at these off-road guys, Dante Oliveira 35th, Dare DeMarlo 33. So I always look and see how those Dare DeMarlo, he was the works champion last year, off-road guy. So you guys that want to say off-road and moto, off-road, they can transition easier. Here you go. Those guys are elite and they're barely cracking the top 40 there. Anything else? Anything on the 450 side that really stood out to anyone? I'm looking at these names. Everything looks really
R
kind of in
I
place
mean
that I would
R
think.
RJ is still showing his speed on a 450, fifth
Yeah.
fastest.
And it was nice to
I
hear
mean,
they talked to RJ about like kind of how he was feeling and like the shit that he had done with his arm or whatever. And he says that I think he was saying that basically he has like he's taken it a kind of taken a step back where he can't ride that bike wide open like he does a 250F. So he's kind of thinking, and it seems like maybe that's helping his riding. Like maybe the
Yeah.
all out psycho RJ is just volatile. I mean, we all know how fast he is, but he hits the ground a lot, and maybe this 450 he can't ride it that way, and maybe we see a different. I think a lot of us. I mean, we've talked about it before. RJ going to 450. I think a lot of us were worried that that was going to kind of end his career. Not maybe not end his
Mhm.
career, but that was going to be the last that we ever really heard of RJ because he's going to be riding around in 15th. But I don't know. Maybe he's going to shock us, and he it changes that balls out, hit the ground all the time. RJ, because I mean he's been impressive so far in 2 weeks, coming
Yeah,
off
we'll
an
get to
injury.
it, but yeah, honestly, with him, it was one or the other. He was either going to be not good at all, or he was going to be great. There was no, I never really saw RJ being like a 10th place 450 guy. I always thought he's going to be good and he's going to rip, or he's going to be like a Colt Nichols, to where it
Yeah,
just never really works out. Um, right. Well, that's it for qualifying. Let's go into the races, the gate drops, 250 class. So much to uncork here, just kind of Moto One, couple of things I had jotted down. Casey Cochran looked great. He got out to that whole shot, led a couple laps. It's cool to see that speed up there. CJ, what about you? What stood out to you in this 250 class?
dude, not a lot other than Deegan may be the first undefeated 250 rider. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who the hell's gonna dethrone him other than the only hope we have, and not that it's a hope. I mean, the only hope the riders have, the other 39 guys on the gate, is that he either falls down or somehow he starts in 40th and Shimoda starts in first. Because I don't see how else he's losing. I mean, he looks like he is on a different fucking planet compared to those guys.
He was
it's gonna
sick
have to be
this
a
weekend.
mechanical or something.
He had
Yeah,
the he
it's
had the flu this weekend at Hangtown.
Dude, a
yeah, and he
lot of
still
people
destroyed them.
almost
Yeah.
everyone. It seemed like everyone. Hymus was talking about food poisoning. I think Masterpool, Deegan, like there was a ton of riders that were sick with food poisoning and being sick, and they couldn't keep anything down. Before the motos even started. So maybe they all went out to the same place to dinner Sunday night and all got sick. But it seemed like it was running through the pits that a lot of these riders were sick coming into the round, that they weren't sick
Yeah,
last
Hey,
week.
it is Pride Month, so who knows what these riders are doing?
yeah,
It's
swap and spit. You know.
licking
But
each
yeah,
other's envelopes and shit.
I think for me though, it was just I think Shimoda's a little bit surprising going second place again.
Hmm.
I mean, I think we all, at least at the beginning of the season, I for sure had Kitchen being the biggest
Yeah.
competitor.
Yep.
So Shimoda being right there and I mean, he was within 8 seconds, I think, at the end of Moto One. That's the closest anyone's been so far. So I don't know. Kitchen had a sneaky third place. He looked okay. Or Masterpool, some one of those. I think Kitchen got him at the
Kitchen.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kitchen got
Yeah.
him at the end. So I mean, that was a good ride for Masterpool, good ride for Kitchen finally. But I don't know. It's the Deegan show right now, and I just don't see anybody being able to stop him.
Yeah, Justin, and back to Deegan. I mean, one, he's came through the pack, right? So he's shown, hey, he can get a sixth, seventh place start. Honestly, he could probably get a 15th place start with his fitness and still make his way up there. It seems like he's getting to first place about halfway through the race, anyways. And we know for sure if he gets a whole shot, he's gone too. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see anyone beating him twice in a race. Like, yeah, maybe he gets a bad start, but he's going to come out. He's going to win that second moto, and yeah, like CJ said, I mean, there's no one really close to him. Shimoda looks good, but even I would say even Shimoda's kind of in a tier of his own right now for second place. Even no one's really been close to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, like CJ said, it's gonna take a lot for Deegan not to win. I mean, even if Deegan falls first corner and 40th and his bike won't start for 5 minutes, he still might come up and win. He's just on a whole nother level outdoors. So it'd be interesting to see if he can keep it up. I think only way he's not gonna win a moto is probably if he has a mechanical, which we don't want to wish on anyone, but yeah, Deegan's just ripping. Kitchen's definitely disappointing. I think all of us. I miss. It'd be interesting to see if we go back east. Maybe he can throw his name in there because he did last year. So it'd be interesting what happens when we go back east to some of these deeper tracks. Maybe someone can kind of throw their name out there. Deegan starts making mistakes, but as they're the
I
first
miss.
2 rounds, no.
Yeah,
Hymus looks like he has the speed. He just doesn't have the gas tank. Like
Yeah.
he's going out there and he's
yeah,
flying at the beginning, and then it's like he just throws out an anchor and starts making errors. And it seems like his fitness isn't there, or he's like getting tense at the beginning of these races or something.
yeah.
But he looks like he has the speed to do something at the beginning of these rounds. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they're able to work on him with that. If whether it's a mental thing and he needs to relax and breathe, or if it's just his
Hmm.
fitness improvement. But I think the thing that surprised me the most about Deegan though, and Stewart kind of hinted on it too, when Stewart said, he's going getting that Yamaha warmed up and then getting a coffee and a donut and then clicking it into gear and just
Yeah.
whooping these guys' asses. It seems like he's being patient. Like it seems like he's not like going crazy and worried at the beginning of the races. Like you said, I think almost every moto so far, it's been like halfway through before he takes the lead, unless he gets a whole shot. And that's different than the Deegan that I think we're used to seeing. I think we're used to seeing like the just I got to get there now and makes those errors and hits the ground and starts riding over his head. And it seems like he's kind of got that under control and he's just kind of just doing what he needs to do until he gets close enough and then just makes the move and runs away.
Dude, every single one of these 250 kids is scared of him, dude.
Oh yeah,
Dude, he was commenting on people that have steak pace. He's going on Instagram saying for the guys that get tired and can't hold on.
Yeah.
yeah.
JT was saying that he was on the starting gate chirping in that Levi kitchen saying it's not even hot, dude. Like,
Oh,
dude,
that's
he's in
great.
these kids' head like all day long. Like, there's nothing that worries them. But so I'm throwing it out there. Why not? We're seeing him. I mean, this is probably the most hyped Deegan has right now. He's gonna be 450 next year. Where does he fit in this 450 class? I think
Is
he
he?
has the speed that he's going to be in the top five banging
Yeah,
bars with these guys.
I
Yeah, I
think
think he
top.
definitely could be top five, maybe fighting for podiums and stuff like that as a rookie for sure.
I think
Hmm.
top five is reasonable. I mean, we're talking. What are we talking? Top five, like Hunter and
I
Hunter,
mean,
AP, J
RJ,
Coop.
Prado.
Prado.
I don't think he has what it takes to run with Jet or Tomac right now. I mean,
Mm-mm.
not to say that he can't pick that up. I think that's a different level. But yeah, I mean, the dude's bringing it all together right now. He very well could be. I mean, I know we're very early in the season, but he very well right now. There's nobody challenging him. He could be
Mm-hmm.
the first kid on a 125 class, 250 class to go undefeated. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
And
no one
he's
that's going to
fit.
go out there and just beat him.
Yeah.
And he's fit too. He's in
Yeah,
shape.
he's
So
strong. He looks strong and fit. Yeah,
that's gonna even help him more when he does go that 450. He's
And
just gonna have that
he's
endurance.
He's so much better outdoors than he is in Supercross. He doesn't make those mistakes, and even though it looks like he's riding literally on the edge, he just rips. So, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's just chip away at it, but yeah, he's the only one that's going to beat himself. I mean, there's no one even close to the realm. And you throw out Levi Kitchen, and yeah, I mean, he had that first round was a mess, and he's basically out of it too. And yeah, he hasn't looked great either. Speaking of other guys that haven't looked great, J Mart, it was a cool story going into it. I feel like I was always on the side of I just don't know. I think it's too much time off, but it kind of sounds like he doubled down on this is just a 3 race contract. Who knows? Maybe that is round related. But Justin, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the J Mart experience.
He's costing CJ some money. That's what he's doing. Um, but I saw something today on Twitter that it may be over at Star for J Mart. They
Hmm.
might be calling it quits, which I mean, I don't blame them, dude. You shouldn't have maybe never came back. I mean, club didn't work out too well. I mean, you only rode the bike like 8 times. Now you're gonna go line up at Paula. Like that's no prep for someone that's been off the bike.
Hmm.
So yeah, maybe it's time for him, still sail into Millville and just keep running Millville and make that a great track and let the pros come back and race it. So yeah, JMR experience is not working at all.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. I think he was running 11th or so before he wrecked and went down. So it showed the pace is there. His qualifying, not the greatest, but it sounds like it was always going to be a fill-in ride. Obviously, Star has a lot of riders out, but yeah, Steve, I know you kind of lost some money on the J Mart train. You're
yeah.
feeling pretty high on it.
Yeah,
So, how you feeling?
I was riding hard on the old vet dog, hoping that I mean, I still know what Jet had or what J Mart has in the tank, and I still believe. I mean, obviously he hits the ground a lot, he gets hurt a lot, and that's his downfall. The dude, when it comes to fitness and it comes to being gnarly, I mean, him and his brother are just. I put them up against anybody when it comes to getting gnarly. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I lost $40 to old Zach, hoping that he could come out and put us 30-year-olds on the map. But
Double or nothing in Colorado or what? You
yeah,
already
maybe.
bailing
Hey,
on him?
hey, triple or nothing at this point.
Yeah, I need
Right?
to bet him $100 to make a fucking recoup some of that. But yeah, no, I mean,
Hey,
I had high hopes for Jamar. It's a cool story. I love the Martin brothers. I think that they're like super humble, super nice guys. So I was very hopeful. It was a super cool idea that he got the call
Yeah.
from Star because he basically had all intentions of just being hung up forever. And that's what he kind of basically said. If there was ever anybody that could get me out of retirement, it's Star. And they gave me a call. And I mean, I think anybody in the world got a call to go ride a Star YZ250F. I mean, I think they could bring James Stewart out of retirement. That bike
Yeah.
is unreal. So it's super cool that he got the opportunity. Hopefully, he can get it together and we see him again this weekend. And I can lose some more money on him, but we'll see how it goes.
Hey, elevation, right? Maybe it's going to play in his
Yeah,
favor. How about Justin? Are you hitting the lagoon jump on a star bike?
yeah, maybe, dude. I might hit it on any factory
Maybe.
bike.
Maybe.
Hey, as like Phil says, just duct tape my fucking ankles
Oh
to the
my
fucking,
God, dude.
fucking duct tape my hands to the bar, dude. And I'm either crashing, dude, and gonna be
That
stuck, held
shit
on,
is,
dude,
dude,
laying
you
in the
can run
lagoon.
and jump across it, Justin, if you want to.
we got a clip. We got to clip a scene from that jump after this. The 12-foot gap.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
dude.
and show the guys blowing their hands off the bars and eating shit.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Yeah,
me.
right. A fucking quad guy with a beer belly fucking coming up short.
Yeah, yeah.
his Coors
He
Light
still
jersey.
fucking
Yeah.
he still blew his hands off, dude. Thank God he
Coors
had
Light
four
fucking
wheels.
coming out of his nose as he hits the handlebars.
Oh shit.
All
Fuck.
right. Well, before we cap off the 250s, I mean it's crazy. Just look at the results.
Well,
from this weekend.
hey, we didn't
Deegan
talk
goes
about
1-1. Shimoda
Vial.
goes 2-2. Kitchen goes 3-3. After that, it's a mess. Juju 8-4. Marchbank 7-5. Smith 11-6. Hara went 10-9. That's consistent, but 10-9 for seventh. Masterpool 4-16. Sounds like he was sick. But you keep going down. You keep seeing all these single digit results in Moto 1 or Moto 2, and then you just see a complete opposite result after the top three. I mean, these guys are really all over the place, Justin.
I mean, yeah, Drew Adams went 19-7 for 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Vial went 48 for 17th. Like, yeah, these second moto, I mean, we'll get onto the topic about cutting motos short, but these second motos, it definitely was a complete flip-flop and they were just trying to survive out there. So, but it's weird to see that big of a difference in a flip-flop from guys that were single digits go double digits and then double digits go single digits. So, definitely, you can see some of the guys who are more fit. Which what happened to Vial? I don't quite
He
remember.
wrecked.
He
He
went
Is that
wrecked
what
down
it
in the
and
was? That's
had a
first
what I
bike
thought.
first
issue.
Yeah,
race.
Yeah, he
that's
wrecked and
okay.
then
Yeah,
had a
that's what I
bike
thought.
issue.
That's what it
So,
was. Okay.
so speaking of VL, CJ, if you're him, do you just go back to Europe, Spain? Just go jump right
Well,
back over to
No, he's a
MXGP
well,
and
my
he's a
just
thing,
keep those titles
my,
two-time.
going?
well, my thing is he has to go to a 450 next year anyway because he's a champion. So why
Yep.
don't why? I mean, you're getting your ass whooped. Deegan's untouchable. Why don't they just put him on a 450? KTM has an
No.
open
Yeah.
bike. I mean, why
Yeah,
don't
they
they
That's
put him
should.
on a
smart.
450 and let him go
Start it
ride Sexton's
early.
bike?
Start it early. Yeah, might as well because yeah, Sexton's not going to be there.
Yeah,
Start
I
the
mean
development early.
he's
Get the testing in. Get comfy racing those guys because it's a whole different
he's
ball game.
he's 48 points back, 2 rounds in. Like
Yeah.
you're a full weekend down. Like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, dude, it's not working. You got to go to a 450 anyways. Hop on Sexton's bike and just get out there and just put in the laps. Who
I mean,
cares
what's
about?
the
You're not winning a
benefit?
250 title.
Yeah, what's the benefit in getting fifth place on the year on a KTM 250F? I mean, there's nothing. There's no one gives a shit about that. Like,
Yeah,
go put some seat time in on a 450, and I mean, he probably would get similar results in the 450 class as he would on the 250 anyway. He could probably
yeah,
run a sixth, seventh, fifth place on a 450.
Well, and the way he
yeah.
rides the bike too, I mean, he rides it like in a lot higher gear. And that doesn't really work on a 250, 450 would suit it a lot better, low RPMs, a higher gear, more smooth flowing around the track. So, like I said, it might help him
Maybe,
even more.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
put a fire under Sexton's ass to either shit or get off the pot too. Like, hey, bro, we're gonna put your bike out on the track, so either ride or go sit at fucking Panera Bread all year.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, Tom Vial on a 250, it hasn't been great either. Putting him on a 450, that could be a death sentence for him.
Yeah,
It could
but
get
he
really
has to
ugly.
ride
But
it.
no, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, why not? Or just pull him and have him start riding 450 Supercross now. I mean, he's not
Yeah,
going to get anything out of this outdoor season. He hasn't shown anything. This is year three. I don't see it getting any better. It's already off to a rough. Even when he got the whole shot in Paula, his teammate Juju Bomer got past him.
yeah.
So
I think Juju's
yeah,
better
I
than him
agree.
this year.
Hey, Juju had a
Yeah,
solid ride, 8-4. I mean, that's not too bad for Juju when we
I
were
thought
kind of
Juju,
worried about how he was coming into the
yeah.
especially
season.
watching him at Stopwatch Nationals, I honestly thought Juju was going to go out there and get outside the top 15 every moto, and I was blown away by his Paula. His Paula results blew my mind. Like I thought, he shocked me for sure. I think
Yeah.
Juju right now is better than Vial.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. We'll
I
see when
agree
we get
too.
to something more ruddy with Julian. We
Yeah,
know how that looked in Supercross. I can only imagine what's going to look like for outdoors. But yeah, I agree. I think he's looked pretty solid. He's sitting third in the points right now, 67. He's a ways back from Deegan, of course. Shimoda, he's only 12 points back. Even though he's been getting his butt kicked every weekend, he's still there. So anything happens, a DNF bike failure. Shimoda kind of takes this lead, which happens in outdoors. I think it happens more often in outdoors than Supercross for sure. We see these bikes
yeah,
fail. I think it's happened to Deegan, honestly. I think a year
yeah.
or
Hmm.
two ago it happened to him.
Yeah. I,
I mean,
I
look at
think
Webb
Bomer
Um,
last
I
week.
think
yeah.
I think Bomer and the rut thing, I think outdoors it's a little bit better for these guys because they're used to racing maybe gnarly outdoors to where it is faster. The ruts are way different than a supercross track. and the way the supercross tracks are, the rhythm sections in those ruts, like you can't move at all. It's a lot tighter of a track, so it looks like he's probably going to be more comfortable outdoors than indoors for sure.
Hopefully, because I want to see him in there. I want to see him battling. He has some good speed. Just another guy throwing the hat.
Hey, what
The
about what
top,
about
the
what
top
about
PC guy. Is that where you getting to?
no, I was gonna go the what about Lance Kobush?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Looking
gonna get
at
there. Yep.
Deegan, pointing at Deegan, and then looking straight at him and giving him the berries for 2 laps.
So the only thing, if anything, it shows you, dude, that even these guys, they have that Deegan speed in them.
For a
It's just for
second.
how long.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long can he? And he showed it. He was battling with him right there for a couple of corners, but that just shows you the elite. These guys, they had that speed, but Deegan can do it for fucking 45 minutes, and
Dude,
Sepik can only do it for three quarters.
it just shows too, like the mental capacity of Deegan. Like hate it or love it, a lot of times he pisses me off with his fucking ego. But the for him to be out there battling for a championship, and it's 102 fucking degrees, and for him to watch Kobush go around the corner and put the finger up, and then when he
Mm-hmm.
passes him to throw it up to him, like, "Hey, bitch, now I'm number one."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude,
And then Co
that's just so insane. Like his mental, he's like Cooper Webb,
Awareness,
but
yeah,
like cocky as shit.
yeah.
and then Kobush passed him back coming up the hill and looked right
Yeah,
at
the
him going
point,
over
Mm-hmm.
the
going over
pointing
the
at each other
table.
and the looking at. I mean, it was cool. Like I think that was the most exciting thing we've seen in the 250 class this whole season. And I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobush probably doubled his followers on Instagram. I bet
Oh yeah.
if we go and look, I mean, he got some
Yeah.
TV time. He finished 35th, so we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those
Yeah.
5 corners of fame were pretty impressive.
Yeah, I guess Deegan and him are actually close, I guess. I guess that's what I heard. So, but yeah, I mean, like you said, it's Deegan, the speed that they're going, and for him to kind of recognize, because it's not like he was side by side with them off the start. I
No,
don't think he even had a good start. So for him to even notice that, recognize who it was, and yeah, a couple laps later, yeah, it just shows that Deegan's just 100% locked in. He's not worried about these guys at
yeah,
all for a second, and it's crazy, man. This is a big jump from what we saw last year. We'll kind of go into our title picks. I mean, I don't, and no one's jumping off of this Deegan train. And like CJ said, like it's not crazy to throw out perfect season. I mean, no one has even came remotely close to him. And if this guy starts getting his starts figured out, it's completely game over. Um, so, but yeah, let's go. Let's talk about the second place title chase because that's what I'm looking at. To me, I think Shimoda has really separated himself, and he is that clear cut number two. I don't know what's going on with Kitchen. Marshbanks looks great over there at PC. He's been putting up some really solid rides. But CJ, going with you, we're all locked in on Deegan. Who do you got for that second spot right now?
dude. Honestly, I don't even know if second's a competition. Like you said, it almost seems
Yeah,
like
I
it's a
was gonna
battle for
say
third. I mean,
it's Shimoda
Shimoda looks like he
21
could
up.
start, and he looks like he could start almost anywhere and get to second place. I mean, I don't think anyone is beating Shimoda or Deegan straight up. I almost think these guys are racing for third right now. I think Kitchen
yeah,
has it in him. I mean, Kitchen, obviously, we know he has it in him. I don't know if he's got some mental shit going on or if he, after that big crash in Daytona, if he's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's just, some guys never find it again. So I don't know what's going on there. But I almost think these guys are battling for third. But yeah, I mean, I think Kitchen still, I mean, even though he had a really terrible start at Paula, it's still a long
hmm
season. And we know how fast he is. He looked good this weekend going a sneaky 3-3. I think Kitchen for me I think it's Deegan Shimoda Kitchen at the end of the year.
Kitchen is
Well, Shimoda's 20.
30, 36 points back from Shimoda right now.
No, I know. I think he gets third behind Shimoda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even that, so Julian Bomera, so that's what's crazy. So even Julian, 2 rounds in, Julian Bomera is still 21 points back of Shimoda, which is crazy because I don't remember Bomera having a really ugly ride to kind of get that gap, but maybe he did. But
Well,
even
I mean,
even
he
Kitchen
lost
to
9
there
points round one.
is what 15 points. So he's still 15 points from third from Julian. So I mean, Kitchen's in this hole. He's got some work to do to even get up to that third spot, and even. Second place, like you said, I think Joe. Honestly, we heard of Joe maybe leaving HRC. Shit, based off of this, I'd give him the ride over Hymus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think Hymus has definitely showed the speed, but I think this week that 16th or whatever he got really hurt him. But other than that, he put in some like three solid motos so far for that
Well, yeah, and
second moto.
At Paula, he showed like elite speed. I mean, he looked like,
Yeah,
hey, this could be
mhm.
trouble. But it's like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he. It's hard for me to think that he doesn't have the fitness because you think these top guys are all doing these motos out on the practice track. It's almost like he's not breathing or he's tightening up
Hmm.
or he's
Yeah.
just
yeah,
mentally he's got to figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't do it on the weekends.
Hymus went 13:41.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, he
And
didn't
I
even
know
line up for the second
and
moto.
yeah, he posted that
He had food
he threw up
poisoning.
right before the first moto. He's like, I threw up all my food, all my electrolytes, everything right before the gate dropped.
Was he
He's
the
like,
one
I
that
was
had food
cooked.
poisoning?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like three or four of them though that had like
Yeah.
food poisoning and were sick. Because Deegan could barely talk. They had to take him to
Hmm.
that A-Star rig after the race, and I think they did the same with Shimoda too. So it was
Yeah.
cool to
Speaking
see
of that,
the
so
mechanics were
did
all up on the
Duffy. Yeah.
podium. Yeah, all
Yeah.
three of
So
them
because
were spraying.
Deegan was sick, he had to go get hydrated. So instead of doing the champagne on the podium, his mechanic went out there and did it for him.
Oh
All the
shit, that's
mechanics,
cool
all
though.
the mechanics
Yeah.
did.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Shimoda's mechanic, and then whoever
That's
Kitchen's
pretty
mechanic
funny.
too. So it was a full mechanic podium, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, to finish up the 250 class, I mean, a couple of names to me that, standing out good or bad. We talked about Tom Bialis in sixth. Mosman, he's really surprised me. Hammaker really bummed out. I was really hoping that Supercross speed was going to show up in moto. I know he's had some bad luck, but still, I feel like I haven't really seen him out there. Um, but other than that, I think that's really kind of it. I mean, you see Ryder D, he's way down to 18th. Alexander, there's a lot of hype coming out of him for club. I mean, he's in that 20th place, and Enzo Temmerman looks good too. But I mean, outside of that, Justin, we'll go back to you. Anything else? 250 points, standings wise. Anyone that you
I,
like to
th-
shout out, good or
I
bad?
I think this is what you're trying to get at earlier about PC. Marchbanks, the top PC guy.
Hmm.
Him coming back from club onto PC. I believe it's only a 1 year deal. So is Mitch going to re-sign him? He better because he's your top guy right now
I'm
outdoors.
taking him over Masterpool, and it doesn't sound
Yeah,
like it's going good with Masterpool over there again. It sounds
really,
like
I
there's a lot
didn't.
of off the track stuff that Mitch Payton isn't happy about. Um,
Hmm.
Well, he
so
does his
yeah,
own
but
thing
yeah,
at his ranch, doesn't he?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Well, pretty much all the PC guys are kind of doing their own thing. They used to be like everyone's doing
Mhm.
the same thing based in
Yeah,
Yeah.
California. I know Kitchen is in Florida. Hammaker's riding with the Lawrences in Florida. And then you got Drew, I think, is there as
Prado,
well.
even
Yeah,
Prado's out in club.
Well, the Max,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not PC, but still
yeah,
Kawasaki. Anderson was out there. So
yeah.
PC's got to move out East Coast. They got to get out of
The
California.
whole
I think we
industry is
see a
going
lot of
too.
these teams. Yeah, I think we see a
Yeah,
lot of these teams pack it up and move out there. I
it's
mean,
just
look
Yeah.
what
way
Club MX
cheaper.
has going on, dude. Club MX, they have found the fucking sweet spot of what's going on with youth training and these camps. Like, dude, I've thought about figuring out how to move out there. My kid's
Hmm.
12 years old and barely even rides a dirt bike. It's amazing what they're offering for $28,000 a year. Your kid can go and literally live, breathe, and eat dirt bikes. I mean,
Dude, they're calling
it's
it like Daniel Blair a few times has called it an academy. Like it's
yeah.
literally a
It is. It
motocross
is.
academy. You go there, it's a school for motocross. You still learn, work out, and all that stuff, and then you do motocross and the rest of it. But yeah, it's like, dude, I've even looked like, I'm like, hey, when I go on baby leave, I'm like, can I go spend a month out at Club
Yeah.
MX? Just
Yeah, dude.
right there.
I mean, they've got nutritionists, they've got trainers, they've got mechanics, they've got a gym.
Hmm.
I mean, it's
They're
literally like
building.
insane.
And they keep building and building too. They're building another shop. They building houses on the property too. So
Dude,
it's not like you're
The
just getting
Reed
some
family the Reed
just sold
family
their
built like
house.
their yeah, they just built like Reed basically built like his dream home with his shop and they're getting rid of it to go move to club. Like that
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
something. Like Chad Reed's moving his family out there because he thinks it's the cream of the crop. That says a lot.
And Reed's going to
Yeah.
be an ambassador for club too, help them out. So I mean,
They
you're
need a
getting top level.
club needs to get an elite guy. It sounds like they tried to this offseason, couldn't make it happen, but I would love to see just anyone, a Sexton, a Tomac,
Yeah.
even an Anderson on one of their bikes, just to kind of put an elite guy up there and watch them get wins because they're due. I think they're going to get a 251 in Supercross soon. Outdoors is a different story, but yeah, Club MX's they got the best YouTube channel too. Their logs are awesome as well. So yeah, big fan of Club MX over there. They're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Well,
they're doing it right.
all right, boys. Well, let's go over into the 450 class, and man, right out of the gate, AP gets robbed of another win. Poor guy.
He's
Uh,
back.
but Tomac looked absolutely great. Jet was there. He had the opportunity to show up there and run it with him. He had nothing for him, and Tomac checked out. My only concern was I was just wondering, is Tomac going to empty the tank on this going into Moto 2? Because he looked beat after the first Moto, but yeah, I mean Tomac really went out there, kind of set the stage there. But I'm sorry, I'm got to take the wind out of your sails, boys. He gets a ninth. He gets a ninth. He finishes the day off the
Did
podium, and I'm going to tell you right now, Jet Lawrence is not getting a ninth in outdoors. So, as good as it was in Moto 1, the Moto 2 kind of took it right back out. Justin, going to you.
I mean, the shark is back. He proved it. He's back. I mean,
One
that
moto,
first
that's all you needed to see. One
that
moto, and he's back.
Oh
that's
yeah,
all.
he's back.
I first round, I was like him running second that second moto. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
was
he's
sold
back.
at Paula.
Yeah. And then Hangtown, yeah, come out, win. Jet's right there. He passed, or Jet was right behind him. Jet couldn't hang with him and, follow along. AP beat Jet straight up. And then that second moto, Tomac was last. He was charging. I mean, if he didn't fall, I think Tomac definitely was probably getting third, fourth for
But
sure.
he did.
I
But he
mean,
did.
yeah, sometimes it happens, but he showed he
You don't
has
let
that
it slide
speed.
with Sexton. You
Beast
don't
mode
let it
is
slide with
there.
Sexton.
Yeah, Sexton's a puss. So, he ain't a real dog like Tomac. Tomac raced on a broken leg. Sexton's racing on a broken labia. So, but yeah, Tomac. I can't wait to go back east. Even Colorado this weekend. I think him and Jet are gonna have a duel because it's a technical track, but also fast.
Oh, that's
These two are
Tomac's
gonna go at
backyard.
it. Yeah, I'm excited. Tomac's back. That's all that
Oh
matters.
baby, I was fucking litty titty on Saturday. I was 9 twisted tees deep watching Tomac go out there and win that moto. Dude, I was ready. You could have took me out right there. I'd have been a happy man. That was amazing to see. I mean, I think Jet was like fourth place, 2 minutes into the race. He was like fourth place, only 4 seconds back from the leader, not from Tomac. He was only like 2 seconds back from Tomac. And then Tomac ended up putting like 12 seconds on him and winning the race. I don't know, that was impressive. And he looked good. Like he looked really good. That's the first time I think everybody's wondered, is Jet riding hard? What does he have left in the tank? Like what can he do? I think we all saw that Jet is actually riding hard. It's just the way that he rides doesn't make it look like he's riding hard because he did not have anything for Tomac in that first moto. That was the first
Hey,
time that anybody was.
but he didn't have anything for AP either. So maybe those guys just rode out of their minds because Jet beats AP 99 out of 100 times. So Sexton
Well,
looked great, but AP still beat Jet 2 straight up as well.
that was my next point here is AP the best KTM rider? There nobody
He's the only
nobody
KTM
Yeah.
rider.
nobody on a KTM. Jet or Chase just lost 22 straight motos to Jet, and AP goes out there and gets the first win against Jet that KTM has ever seen. That's pretty badass to me. If I'm AP, I'm mounting a
To be
picture of that
fair,
shit.
Sexton beat him at Anaheim 1, by the
That's
way.
Supercross. Supercross don't
Okay,
count.
outdoors fine.
The first time that anyone's ever put it to him, and it's Eli and AP. And I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. If I'm AP, I might have to renegotiate my contract after that round.
Dude, poor
Okay,
AP, dude.
so
AP thought there was 2 laps left when there was really 4 laps left, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. You were freaking gassed out, dude. You
Yeah,
were
he
getting
almost he
cracked
almost let it
down.
go
as
at
soon
the
Like,
as
end.
as soon as
yeah,
Tomac passed him, that's it, dude. I think he even took his hands off and just went like
yeah.
this down with the
Yeah,
Oh,
landings or
dude,
some shit.
Jed almost passed him on the lip of the finish line.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
almost did. Yeah, it was really close. Okay, so both of you are really, really high on Tomac, so I'm curious to where you say, how would you grade his start to the outdoor season, considering title hopes and everything?
I
Where would
I
you
think
grade his
he's.
start?
I
I
think it's a
think
good
I
start.
honestly I didn't
A,
I
B,
had
C.
A plus. I think that
Okay.
I had him round 3 before I even thought he was going to be competitive. After seeing him at Paula, I was like, "Oh, this is a different season than we've seen in the last few years." And then seeing what he brought Moto 1, Moto 2, you can say he got ninth place. We all saw the start. We all saw him pushing it through the pack, and he fell over. It is what it is. He was still fucking ripping. You can look at the lap times, and he was fast. And that start was tough. It did seem like his reaction time was not there. If you go watch that replay,
Yeah,
it
he
was
was
kind of
late on the
He
bizarre.
start.
Like
spun. He
he was
spun off the
way,
gate
yeah, he was great. I don't know how he's spinning, but yeah,
because
I
he's
don't
full
know.
throttle. He's full throttle the whole time, and he just uses his clutch to just freaking lit that tire up.
Yeah, his reaction time in that start was, I mean, that
Yeah.
whatever that Guido or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah. If he got a good start, he avoids that whole situation.
Yeah,
If
I
he
mean
just gets a good jump.
he was 26th place after the first lap. That's a long ways back from when Jet pulls the whole shot. There's not a lot you can do, but yeah, I think that was tough. His reaction time was weird. I think he probably goes and does 5,000 starts. It was nice to see him running the scoop tire again. I know he wasn't running the scoop tire at Paula, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like that's kind of been his bread and butter. And they talked about it with Prado too. Like if you got a good thing, run
Mm-hmm.
it. And so it's nice to see Tomac back on the scoop riding. He looks really comfortable on that bike. I was fired up, man. To me, grade A start to the season, better than I could have imagined him starting.
Same for you, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, Tomac came out right away and showed that he's got the
So,
speed and the
so
pace.
boys, I hate to break your hearts, but he's what is he?
Oh, he's a lot of
17 points back
yeah,
already? We're
A lot
two
of
yeah,
rounds
motos.
in, and you're
he-
17 points
yeah.
back to Jet
But
in outdoors, where you know the mistakes aren't going to be as. I'm sure anything can happen, but as great as this start has been for Tomac, this is how good Jet is. Is that he's so consistent. His bad is going to be a 3, but if your bad can't be a 9 like it was for Tomac, because next thing you know, you're going into round 3, and the guy that makes no mistakes already has a 17-point lead on you. Like,
A lot of racing
it's
left.
yeah,
tough.
I mean,
It's tough. Not
like you
as
said
much though.
earlier,
There's only 9 rounds.
yeah, but like you said earlier, mechanical can happen at any
Yeah,
moment, and that's
absolutely it
25
can.
points. And Tomac's first moto, he made up 5 points right then and there. So,
To
I
me,
mean, a couple
I
of those,
think
and he's back in it.
I just think all the Tomac fans, they're riding the high so high. They're loving Moto 1 that they don't want to look at Moto 2. They don't want
I
to look
mean, we
at
saw
that.
Moto too.
They
Yes,
want to
he
look
got
at
a bad
Moto 1.
start.
They want to
He
look at
charged
what
through
it
the pack,
is.
and he
But
fell, and he got
but
back up and finished the moto.
I guarantee that is not the last time Tomac finishes outside of top 5 in a moto. He has these weirdo rides for whatever it could, and it's not even anything bad. It's this, right? Or he crashed, but Tomac's gonna have these weirdo rides to where I don't think with Jet you're gonna get a ninth place without him hitting the deck. So
The problem with Jet though is when he has a get off, it's normally a big get off.
that's true. That is true, and we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's
and he gets
smarter. He
hurt.
doesn't try to do anything that he's not
Dude, in
supposed to.
practice, did you see in practice when he tried to hit that braking bump over he almost ate shit and
He
died
almost
in
died.
practice.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a big crash if he crashed on that.
Yep. But hey, I mean, but
I
out of
don't want
both
to
of
see
them,
anyone crash. I don't want to
but
see
out
Jet
of both of
crash.
them, who is the one that hit the ground?
Yeah, I mean he's pushing it coming
Tomac.
through the pack.
Yeah, I mean, he was ripping. He was so fast. That was old school Tomac though, just absolutely full gas, going wherever the hell he wanted,
Well,
just
you know what?
zigzagging through the pack.
Next time Sexton tucks the front, I'm going to say, well,
Yeah,
it's just him pushing through
yeah,
the pack.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Sexton
Right.
doesn't do it
Sexton's
coming through
does
the
that in the
pack. He
lead.
does it when
Yeah,
he has a 12-second lead.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Go back sucking Sexton's dick for Pride Month.
All right, so back into I mean, as we mentioned, Jet gets the overall with a 3-1. AP looked great, a
Justin
2-3.
Cooper,
Jake Coop 4-2. I sent you guys my snap. I had a feeling he's gonna be Eli Tomac all day, even after that Moto 1 finish.
No, you
I
got
knew it was
lucky.
a lock.
yeah, you were nervous. Your boots were shaking.
Tomac went 1-9, so he gets that fourth overall. Hunter Lawrence 5-4. Been kind of quiet.
Oh, did you guys see
Webb,
all that drama though? Did you see all the
mm-mm.
fucking dumbass what is that Common Core math they're teaching in school these days? Everyone's freaking out because Lawrence went 5-4 and Tomac went 1-9, and everyone's like,
Oh, 10 and
how
9,
did it
yeah.
was all dude, I saw it everywhere. Like people were like, how does this make sense? Blah blah. I'm like, bro, it doesn't go off. We're not talking Loretta
Yeah.
Lynn's freaking
Yeah,
it's
it's
we're
not
not Olympic
it's not MS
scoring.
Yeah, it's not MX Nations.
Yeah, like someone literally made a video and broke it down. They're like, okay, this many points plus this many points is more than this many points. It's like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, people.
yeah, I can see that. Cooper Webb, honestly, he's looked pretty good for a Supercross champion. Didn't really know what he's going to look at, but we talked about earlier. He's the one that's really reaping the rewards from Sexton being out as far as SMX goes, because the guys that he's competing with are going to be the Malcolm Stewarts, the Jay Coops, things like that. Hampshire put in a solid ride, but I want to talk about Prado, seventh overall. Another not very good week.
Dude,
Goes
cost him 500
12-5.
bucks.
Goes 12-5. Yeah, his SRH partner Jason Anderson goes 9-6 to beat him. But I mean, for Jorge, probably like you mentioned it, these guys are not using the scoop. Doesn't make any sense. Apparently, he used it over in Europe, and they're not using it here. But when I went into this, I was always with it. I said, hey, this is gonna go just like we saw in Supercross, that 7 to 10 range. And one of you guys or both of you guys fought him. He said, hey, no, he's gonna do way better. He's gonna be battling for podiums. But
Wasn't me.
Justin, we'll start with you.
Yeah,
Jorge Prado. I mean, I
I
don't know.
definitely thought he was
Are
going
we
to
gonna
be.
get any better, or is
I
this
think
where
it.
he's gonna sit?
I think he's definitely going to get better. I mean, it is first year. He's learning everything. We've talked about this. You know, the schedule, everything, learning the tracks. It's new for him. It is weird the whole scoop and non-scoop because he used to run a scoop tire
He's
on
not
like,
even getting starts.
uh
His
huh.
the best starter in the game. He can't even get those.
Did you hear him complaining about how they need to work on the engine? He needs more
Hmm.
power. They were
Yeah.
talking about that. He was complaining about the bike. He's like, we
Well,
need
and
to find something with this motor.
that's been a big
Yeah.
complaint with Kawasaki from a lot of
Hmm.
guys. And over
Yeah.
Yeah.
in MXGP, they can do whatever they want to the bikes. They can fucking make those things nitrous powered,
Well,
Yeah.
basically. And they come over here and everyone bitches about the Kawasaki being slow.
Yep. Yeah. That's very true. And he's like I said, he's known for his starts, and he can't even get a start on the bike. That's a
What I
big
thought,
problem.
what I
But
think is really weird and worries me a little bit is you hear James Stewart and I don't know, JT or somebody was saying that basically the team said he's not ready to start up front. It's going to hurt his confidence, and that's kind of the reason why they're not running a scoop
running
is
a scoop.
they don't want him to start up front because then he's going to get his doors blown off and he's going to have no confidence, and that's a scary thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, and that makes sense because he is nothing has shown that he's even in the realm of the top three guys in here.
I
I
mean,
mean, honestly, AP is going to blow his doors off at this point, So
James Stewart says some pretty off the wall shit, but he straight up was like, Prado is not ready to start up front.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He's
and like you said,
struggle city.
he'll start first and he'll get dropped back to seventh
Yes.
place. So he's
And that
better
could
off starting
mess
there, work his way up.
that really could mess with your mental. I mean, you start up front and you're the MXGP champ for all those years, and then you just get your
Yeah,
doors blown off. You'd be like, okay, I'm in a different league here.
yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. I'm sure it's eye opening for him. But yeah, I want to see. I want to see. I don't know if he's a sandmaster, but I want to see him at a track that really tailors him and that he really suits well. I mean, he's raced Ironman, obviously, Motocross the Nations, I believe, a couple of times. So at least he'll be familiar there. Redbud, maybe. So maybe we'll see him do a little bit better. But yeah, we thought this was going to be another guy to kind of throw in the wrench, but honestly, he's been non-existent. So far this season. And then last couple shutouts, Savachi sitting 11th, and Cody Shock jumping up to the 450. He got 12th overall with 11, 12. 450, these guys are a lot more consistent, that's for sure. And then RJ Hampshire, we talked about it. 7th overall, beating the likes of Jason Anderson, Malcolm Stewart, Prado. I mean, yeah, RJ seems to be sitting just fine there in the 450 class. But Justin, anything else 450 at
Hey,
Hangtown before we jump into
top
title and Thunder Valley
top
picks?
top Suzuki guy Benoit. I mean, another decent finish for him. 13,
Yeah.
14. I mean, I think that's pretty good for. I don't know how popular he really was in
Dude,
MXGP, so I don't know how fast he was, but
Yeah.
did you hear how did you hear them talk about how he got that ride? They said that basically he
So I
couldn't
saw him
figure
at
out.
like Glen Helen or something.
Yeah, they
yeah,
basically said he couldn't figure anything out like overseas that was going to really work for him, and he didn't have a ride out here, but he wanted to come out here. So one of his friends or whatever was like, "Dude, you rip, go to California and let them see you ride." and he
Hmm.
basically went out to Paula and Glen Helen and shit, and just was lightning fast. And the Suzuki team said, "Hey, want to come ride a bike for us?" That's
Well,
pretty
Yep.
fucking cool, dude.
Hell yeah.
I even heard that like he rides every single session. Like when they had Paris the ride day, he was the first guy on the track. He didn't pull off the track until they waved the flag, and every single session he was out there riding for. And any second he'd be on the track, he was on the track. So he's just putting laps in after laps. So it's cool. It's cool to see that, hard work paying off.
That was a cool story when they said that he came over here, just like put it all on the line and went and rode practice and got picked up. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's even
Oh yeah.
that's even kind of like Mikel Harup in 250. He aged out in MX2, and they just wanted to have him here to race a four or test the 450 and get that ready. But he showed he had speed, so they're like, might as well put him on the gate in 250. And Jalik's not racing, so might as well put him out on that bike and go see what he can do. And right now, I think he's the top Triumph guy.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into these title picks. I mean, I'm staying with Jet until Eli wins a few of these. I know both of you are high on Eli. Are you still sticking with Eli Tomac, or where's your confidence level as he sits 17 points back heading into round three, going back home? CJ, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still with Eli. I think 17 points is manageable at this point. I mean, it could obviously get out of hand really, really quick, but 17 points is a long season. It's definitely manageable. I don't know. He's shown that he's got a lot of speed. He's got to put some things together, and I think he's got to get inside Jet's head. He's got to break him on a couple of these motos, and show him that he has that raw speed that Jet can't hang with. But I'm still with Eli. I think he's one of those guys that I've said it forever. Like these raw champions, like Carmichael and Villapoto and Eli, when it comes down to figuring out what has to get done, I don't care if Eli came out at Paula and he was 5 seconds a lap slower. He was going to come back within the next 2 or 3 rounds, and he was gonna find the speed. And I think he's going to figure it out. He's a champion. He's proven champion time and time again. I'm sticking with him. I think we're going to see a better and better Tomac for the next several weeks to come.
All right. Justin, how about you? You still riding with Tomac?
Sticking with the Shark. I mean, like CJ said, I think Tomac's just going to get better throughout the year. Jet's proven to be beatable. You can beat him straight up. So I think that's going to help some of these other guys like AP, Justin Cooper. They can see Jet's beatable now. It's not like this holy grail. He's untouchable. He is beatable straight up. If you get a start and hang out there, you can beat him. So,
You know he's
um,
been beaten a moto before, right?
Yeah, but it's a little
yeah, but
different to
he
get his
died. He
doors
he
blown off.
died. He died in a
No,
moto.
last year he went to Colorado. I think he lost one of those motos. I think he
Hunter,
ended up going to High Point. He lost the moto there too. So he's
I think
shown
Jet
that
killed
he
it.
Hunter,
can get beat.
I think Hunter's the only person that ever beat him in a moto,
Yeah, his own
Yeah, it could
brother.
be.
and
Um,
that's another person that we didn't talk a lot about. But he's surprising me that
he hasn't been doing very good.
Quiet.
I thought
Well,
he
to
was going to be,
me,
I thought he was
Doing
going to be on the
good.
podium every week.
yeah, same here. Yeah, I
But
mean
yeah, I think
J Coop, AP are they're kind of the standouts as far as that third place guy. With them, they basically swap them. Whoever gets a better start is basically who's gonna finish there. But yeah, what else, CJ?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, AP is AP. I know I talked a lot of shit on AP in the Supercross season, but dude, AP is a dog outdoors. He is shocking me in these first four motos. Like I don't know, man. I'm all in on the AP train right now. I think he's the best KTM rider in the semi right now. And I think dude, I think he's getting more and more confident. Like he
Hmm.
looks good. That dude, I mean, Eli just kind of showed that he has that experience, that 33 years of experience in that first moto, kind of just stalking him until there was a minute left, or I think the time right now is only 2 laps to go, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
and he kind of stalked him, and he knew where he was going to be faster, and made the move. But dude, AP was ripping in that first moto. I mean, he put 12 seconds. I mean, he barely beat Jet by half a
Yeah,
second, but he put 12 seconds on Jet Lawrence, and that I think you take Eli out of that race. I think that Jet would have won that race by 10 seconds if Eli wasn't on the track. I think it kind of gave AP a little something else, like, hey, I'm in front of these two bad dudes. And I don't know, he's been surprising me though. I think AP, I mean, he's shown every single moto that he's better than Hunter, and I would have never told you that he was going to beat Hunter at the beginning of the season.
yeah. No, AP looks really good, but yeah, I mean, you saw that's the difference between the elite guys and the guys like AP that are really, really, really good. But we saw it last year. Sexton was able to hunt him down from freaking dead last, and we saw it again here. Tomac able to hunt him down too. And yeah, sorry AP, but these guys are just better. That's really all it is. But yeah, he's ripping. AP is going to make a living racing dirt bikes. He has, and he's going to continue to do it, whether he's a cowboy or not. But yeah, I mean, really, really impressive ride there.
I know if
Oh,
I'm
do you,
AP, I'm going back to the rig and I'm making sure everyone knows that I'm the only KTM 450 that's ever beat Jet Outdoors. Tell you
And
hey,
that.
he's sitting second right now, second in points, 1 point ahead of Tomac, too.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd change after this weekend. Hey, did you see AP with the cut off sleeves? He cut his sleeves off or whatever after the
Yeah,
moto, and then they're talking about. He's
Trying
like,
to give him
maybe I,
beer.
yeah, and he's like, I think I'd throw up if I drink that right now. I'm
yeah,
good.
for
He barely
real.
take his goggles off, and then he was like, maybe I got to see if Thor will let me run, special edition Redbud cut off
Sleeveless.
sleeves. Yeah, and the
That'd
roost
be
was
funny.
bad, dude. I saw some of these guys, Forkner, and a couple other guys, dude. They were literally just painted red. It was
Oh yeah,
bad.
oh yeah. Well, before we go into our Thunder Valley picks, I think you guys are high. I think it's Jets title. I think he's going to be too consistent. He's going to win more often than Tomac's going to be. Keep in mind what Jet. I think he's what 18 for 19 as far as his last overalls, and the one he lost was when he fucking crashed. So he's good on every single track. Um, and he's young, so we'll see as these hotter motos get in there. But I don't see Jet putting up a 9 like Tomac did because that's going to be the difference maker in this shorter series. Um, but all right, let's go into our Thunder Valley 250 picks. We'll start off, Justin, with you. 250 Thunder Valley. Who's your podium?
Deegan for the win, and then we'll go Shimoda, and then I'm gonna go Hymus for third.
All right, CJ.
Deegan Shimoda Kitchen. I think it's
I'm I'm
boring.
s- I'm staying with CJ as well. I think it's going to be the same running order that we've seen there. All right, 450s. This is going to be interesting. The podium. Justin, who you got?
Tomac 1-1, then Jet, and then third, I'm gonna go J Coop.
Okay, CJ, who you got for Colorado?
Justin was close, but Tomac's going 1-1 in his backyard. And then we got Jet and AP.
All right. I'm going to ride with Jet until someone can show they can beat him 2 motos in a row. I'm sticking with him. I'm going to get Tomac in second, and I'm going to put Hunter. Hunter did pretty good in Thunder Valley last year, so think he's going to do well.
I think he's
Well,
due.
yeah, right. You would think. I mean, I thought this bike was great last year at the end of outdoors. Now all of a sudden they're having a lot of issues with it. So
I know I
who
lost I
knows?
lost 20 I lost $20 on Hunter to get a podium this week at plus 100. I was pissed. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna
Mhm.
blow this, and then he just got his ass beat.
All right, boys. Well, we had a heck of a show. We talked about everything: gay pride, women's MX, some silly season, and then we have Colorado this weekend. The Great Outdoors have been that. They have been great. A lot of great storylines. But thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. But we will see you next week. Talk to you later.